welcome back to my channel. It is Danny if you are new here. Today is another sit-down video and I'm going to be talking about all things Q&A related to being a stay-at-home wife with no kids yet. Let's jump right in. Okay, the first question is, what made you decide to become a stay-at-home wife? So me and my husband have actually moved around a few times since we have been married, and that whole time I was working too. We met in insurance doing sales, so I was doing sales then, and then I jumped around to car sales. He was doing the current sales he's doing now, but just in a different state. And during that whole time I was working, but ultimately when we moved to California where we're currently at, one, his job is just way demanding, more demanding than the previous ones where he's gone all day. And two, ultimately we make well enough to be comfortable, and more than comfortable. It's a blessing from God, to the point where we don't have to stress about finances. He's gone all day. So if I were working too and he's gone all day, then like nothing would get done around the house, and the house would probably be not clean half the time. No one would be there to cook dinner. We would both be probably really unhealthy because we just don't have time to do anything besides work. We've fallen into that in the past. Basically, it just made sense for me to be home. I take care of all the home stuff and he takes care of the finances, and it just works. Question number 2 is, what does your daily routine look like? So this can vary day to day. Most of the time I wake up usually around the time my husband gets up, but I'm still in bed when he's leaving. Then I'll get up, and if I have Pilates like soon after, I'll go eat a little snack for breakfast and then go to Pilates. And then basically it's up in the air after that. I don't have a set schedule. The main thing in my routine is I get up, I do my morning routine, I eat breakfast, I go Pilates or to the gym early in the day, and then whatever else I need done is just kind of depends on the day. Today was Saturday. I did my morning routine, and then I went and got stuff from the farmer's market, and then more groceries, put it all away, cleaned up a little, and now I'm here. So it really depends. I do have a few side things that I work on. My morning is pretty set. The rest of my day really just depends on what needs done. Question number 3 is, how do you handle people who don't understand or judge your lifestyle? Thankfully, to my knowledge, I've never had anybody like judge my lifestyle, and I'm surrounded by a lot of women who are in the same position as me because our husbands all do the same thing for work. People who don't understand, I haven't really had like one-on-one conversations with anyone who doesn't understand, but I'm sure that there's people that are just like, how the heck are you affording living in California with only your husband working? And it just comes down to him being a really hard worker and having an amazing company that he's working with. But thankfully, I haven't dealt with anybody who is judgmental, at least to my face. And if they are, then what can I say? Number 4 is, do you ever feel pressure to have kids since you're already at home? No, not necessarily. Of course, there are some days where I'm like, dang, I'm kind of bored, like how do I fill my time? Like having a kid would fill that gap. But I am really enjoying just like having this time where I'm able to just like be kid-free, do the things I need to do around the house without anybody stopping me during the day, and then just like serving my husband through the home stuff that I do and dinner and all of that stuff. So no, I don't really feel pressure. I know that it's all in God's timing, and I'm excited for when that day comes. Okay, question number 5 is, how do you and your partner divide responsibilities? This might be controversial, but he works and I do pretty much all the household stuff. I cook most of the time, he grills on Sundays, I do the cleaning, I do the laundry, I do everything home related, pack lunches. And it just makes sense because my husband literally works the whole day and provides for us that way. So basically my quote-unquote job is the home duties, which is very traditional, and I love it and he loves it. But yeah, I know some people are different because sometimes like stay-at-home people still have like work that they do, but like right now I do not work at all. So my work is our home basically, and keeping that tidy and clean and having a nice space to come back to. that's how we split. He works and I do everything else at home. Number 6 is, what are some misconceptions that people have about stay-at-home wives? I have never heard any specific ones, but what I would assume is that maybe that you're lazy, or you don't have like a work ethic or a drive or anything like that, and that's like the furthest thing from the truth. Me and my husband, we met through work and we were both working really hard. One, we're not lazy. Me and all my friends are stay-at-home wives. We do a lot during the day. Yes, we get to go out and relax in the sun sometimes and go hang out and do girly things, but we serve our significant others through what we do at home and taking the like home mental load off of them so that they can solely focus on work. And when they're home from work, you guys can just, they can just hang out. Definitely have a work ethic. I could go get a job, but my husband literally says, do not do that, because I would not want to hear about your stressful day on top of mine when you don't need to be working. Number 7 is, how do you stay fulfilled and motivated without a traditional job or kids? I love this one. So it's definitely not linear. It is very difficult, especially if you know anything about the female cycle and when those ups and downs are during your cycle. That's when I tend to be a little bit more less motivated. But honestly, I just try to keep myself busy, and I try to fill my day with things that I like. There may be things that are a hobby that does bring in extra income, like content creation and affiliate marketing and all that stuff, which I just love. But I keep myself busy with hobbies and things that I like. And I also have a really, really good community around me. Just I feel fulfilled from. And I also get fulfillment from doing the things at home and just like having a nice home and all of that. So yeah, my fulfillment right now in life comes from serving my husband through my home duties, and everything else that I get to do is just extra. And my husband loves that I get to go out and do girly things and be like in my feminine, like full feminine self, and that is fulfilling for me. So question number 8 is, do you ever get bored, and how do you keep things interesting? So yes, I do get bored. Literally yesterday I was extremely bored actually. I did not know what to do. I just didn't really want to go hang out with anybody because I just needed to recharge my social battery, and I just literally sat on the couch and rotted away for one day. And sometimes I have those days and I'm bored because of it, because I just like literally don't know what to do. But most of the time I keep busy. We have a girls chat where if we're doing things, going to Trader Joe's, the farmer's market, want to get brunch, hikes, all of that stuff, we can like post in there and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Anybody wants to join, you are more than welcome to. So that's kind of how I keep busy. And yes, it definitely gets boring sometimes if there's literally nothing I can do. If everything's clean, laundry's done, meals are prepped, then like I just enjoy myself by watching some TV or YouTube like you're watching right now. Question number 9, I actually really like this question, is how has this lifestyle affected your marriage? So overall, it's been really, really good. So it's helped because it takes off my stress of like a job that maybe I hated, which I did in the past. It takes that stress away, so only one of us has the stress, and that's my husband. Bless him and bless his heart. It takes the extra stress away. On top of it, takes the stress away of us both working jobs, and we still have to get household stuff done. So now that's on my plate. He works like I had just explained. 2, we are able to be more intentional because of my flexibility. So like if he has a random day where he doesn't have anything to do in the morning, he can stay with me in the morning longer and we get to hang out a little bit longer, or vice versa for the nighttime, and we still prioritize like our date nights and everything. And because I'm not working a job, he has a somewhat flexible schedule. It just depends on appointment times. It really helps because we're able to come together. Even though he's gone a lot, I feel like we do spend more time together because of the fact that I have full flexibility of my schedule. Question number 10 is, what advice would you give to someone considering becoming a stay-at-home wife? My advice is that if you guys have the means to do it, then do it. Don't feel like you are like worth this because you quote unquote don't provide financially, because all of the things that you provide in the home like, that's a full-time job as it is too. It's just not financial benefit. Same thing with like if you're a stay-at-home mother, that's a full-time job. Like, just because you're not giving financially to the relationship doesn't mean that what you do is not purposeful. So if you have the means, then I totally recommend it because it's really fun. But also make sure you have a community, because if I were to be a stay-at-home wife and not have anybody around me that was able to just kind of pick up and do things, like when I am bored and want to do something, it would probably be a lot harder, honestly. The last question to finish this video is, do you ever plan to go back to work at some point? Why or why not? So the easiest answer to this question is probably just no. If I were to start bringing in income, it's going to be from home, and I do have something that I bring in like a little bit, like a teeny tiny amount, like literally minuscule compared to my husband, but I'm building it up. So that is kind of the only thing I would do. Going back to an actual like 9-to-5 job is not on the radar, and I don't think that it would be for my husband either, because we're perfectly fine doing what we're doing right now. If there was ever a day where things change financially, obviously I would have to, but right now it is not on the radar for me to go back to work at all. That is all I have for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this little Q&A about stay-at-home wife life. If you have any other questions, you can drop them in the comments below and I would love to answer them. I've only been doing this for 9 months, so I am new to this lifestyle, but it's very fun, and I, again, am so blessed that we're able to do this, and it's all from the Lord above that we are doing so well, to the point where I'm able to stay at home. So don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed and you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you next time.